The Confederacy of Independent Systems, more commonly known as the Separatists, were a division of planetary and sectorial governments that didn't like the alleged intrusive and corrupt state of the Republic at the time, and in saying that, left. These many planets, backed by mega corporations who were sick of the Republic's high tax rates, would go on to form a united front against the Republic that would eventually morph into one of the most deadly wars ever fought in the Star Wars universe. This leads me to the question, with a war this size and scale, why did the Separatists choose to produce B-1 Battle Droids, who are arguably one of the most incompetent fighting forces to ever grace the battlefield? To fully understand the reasoning behind the production of these droids, we need to take a trip back to when the Separatists first learned about the clone army. Upon learning about the existence of an army of highly trained 6-foot men that were bred to do one thing, fight and die for the Republic, Count Dooku and the Separatist Alliance understandably needed to think of a low-cost and efficient way to counter this elite fighting force. The CIS eventually decided that they would take the quantity over quality approach. They decided to start mass-producing B-1 battle droids in the hope that the sheer numbers of the Separatist army would be enough to overwhelm the considerably smaller clone force. Although there are many conflicting reports on how much clones and B-1 battle droids cost to make throughout the war, it is safe to say that the average clone cost 2,000 to 6,000 credits, while the average B-1 battle droid cost 900 to 1,800. Although the Separatists did use this subpar army, they were still willing to pay for advanced droids such as Droidekas and Magna Guards, each costing an estimated 19 to 21,000 credits to produce. One of the reasons the B-1 battle droids cost so little was because of their poor programming. They were basically programmed to walk in straight lines, perform the most menial of tasks, and identify enemies. When compared to the most complex piece of machinery the CIS made, the commando droids, B-1 battle droids were quite pathetic. The CIS believed that in all-out battles the only droids that needed to be deployed were the B-1 battle droids in large quantities, and the B-2 battle droids in a smaller amount. They believed that a constant barrage of fire would suppress the enemy long enough for the droids to eventually reach the last strongholds of the clone resistances, encircle them, and eventually kill them. The commando droids, on the other hand, were sent in small squads, and were used in many reconnaissance missions throughout the war. Although they were very skilled in combat, they still had remnants of B-1 battle droid programming.
What is that? Unit 2-6, is that you?
Roger, roger.
You sound strange. Is something wrong with your vocabulator?
Roger, roger.
Take off your helmet. Let me see your faceplate.
Roger, roger.
This is never gonna work.
Close!
Roger, roger. Right, let's move.
The droids were basically one of the most stupid yet effective fighting forces ever to be seen in the Star Wars universe. Dooku and the Separatists were able to produce hundreds of billions of droids, whilst the clone army number is estimated to be anywhere between 100 million to 1 billion. This indicates that in almost every battle, clones were outnumbered heavily. In some instances, there would be 100 to 1 disparity between the two fighting forces. To wrap this video up, the droids were dumb because of their poor programming and dependence on a power source. This, however, did not deter the Confederacy of Independent Systems, and even though the clones were better in battle compared to the droids, many of them still perished as the quantity over quality strategy ultimately prevailed in the devastating events of the Clone Wars.